Hi, I'm Stephanie, one of your immigration consultants at the University of Waterloo. I'm going to take you through the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada Online in Canada Co-op Work Permit application. Before watching this video, it is very important you read the key points about the Co-op Work Permit application on our website. If you are applying for a study permit extension as well as a Co-op Work Permit, you need to watch the Applying for a Study Permit Extension within Canada video. You can find these links in the description below. It is your responsibility as the applicant to submit a complete application and to answer questions accurately as they relate to your individual circumstances. This video is a guide only, and you should know that the Government of Canada website and application requirements and forms can change without notice. Okay, let's start. You are going to start by entering the Government of Canada's website into your browser, canada.ca. Select English or French. In the immigration drop-down menu, select My Application. Then select Sign In or Create an Account. Sign into your account through a sign-in partner or a GC key user ID and password. If you haven't created your account yet, first watch our video on creating an IRCC account. You can find the link in the description. When you are in your online account, you will see your account's profile page. Once you start your application, it will appear under Continue an Application here. You don't have to complete your application all at once. You are able to log out and continue working on your application at a later time. Here you can see your submitted applications listed. Once you submit your application, you can continue to check the application status. Also, through the application status page, IRCC can send you messages about your submitted application and ask for additional documents. You are going to start a new application by selecting Apply to Come to Canada, even though you are already in Canada. All temporary residence online applications start out the same way. At this point, you would not have a personal reference code, so under Determine Your Eligibility and Apply Online, you are going to select Visitor Visa, Study and/or Work Permit. I am going to provide you some explanation of what the eligibility questionnaire is asking you. These question marks also provide extra information. If you are unsure about your answers to any part of this questionnaire, it is best if you consult with us. Remember that you can change your answers at any point before submitting your application. What would you like to do in Canada? If you are applying for a work permit, then you should select Work. How long are you planning to stay in Canada? A work permit is a temporary resident document and has a status expiry date. Even if you think someday you may stay in Canada long-term as a permanent resident, this question is asking how long you are planning to stay in relation to this application. Select that length of time. What country issued your passport? Select your country of citizenship on your passport, which may not necessarily be the same place where your passport was issued to you. What is your current country of residence? If you are currently in Canada, then your country of residence is Canada. This question dictates where your application will be processed. Do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident and is 18 years or older? When this questionnaire asks about family members, it means your dependents. This means your spouse or common law partner and/or your dependent children. Input your date of birth. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States with a valid green card? Answer yes or no. Select your current immigration status in Canada. To apply for the Co-op Work Permit, you need a valid study permit and be in a co-op program or program that has a required work component. Do you plan to work on campus? Even if you plan to work on campus for a co-op term, which you can do on a co-op work permit, you would still select no. Are you a full-time student and want to work off campus up to 20 hours per week? Select no, because this is referring to the part-time work authorized under a study permit and is not part of the co-op work permit. Have you recently graduated from a full-time post-secondary program? If you are applying for a co-op work permit, answer no because you haven't completed your degree yet. Answering yes to this question generates the post-graduation work permit application. Is work an essential part of your studies? A co-op work permit is required for all degree-required work terms. Answering yes to this question will generate the co-op work permit application. Have you applied for permanent residence and received an acknowledgement letter or notice of decision from IRCC? Answer yes or no. Have you submitted a permanent resident application in Canada? I know this question appears similar to the first one, but answer yes or no depending on your situation. Have you received a written job offer from an employer? A job offer is not required to apply for and receive this work permit. Specify your marital status and province of destination. Select the province you will be working in. If you don't know where that will be, you can specify the province you are currently living in, which is most likely Ontario because the University of Waterloo is in Ontario. Specifying Ontario here does not mean that you cannot work in other provinces with this work permit. On this page, you will want to select Co-op in Canada to continue with the application. Read the information on this page and click Continue. Are you accompanying a family member who has status in Canada? A post-secondary study permit and co-op work permit are based on acceptance to Waterloo, not on a family member's status in Canada, so it is unlikely you are accompanying a family member at this time in relation to this question. Answer yes or no. Do you also want to apply for a study permit? If you also want to extend your study permit, you should be watching our video about applying for a study permit extension within Canada, which shows you how to extend your study permit and apply for the co-op work permit at the same time. When does your status expire in Canada? This question is asking for the date your study permit expires. Your co-op work permit won't be issued past the expiry date of your study permit. Have you had a medical exam performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician within the last 12 months? If you have had a medical exam done by a doctor for a previous Canadian document application in the 12 months before submitting this application, then you should select yes. If you have not, have you lived in a designated country for more than 6 months in the last year? Canada is not a designated country. If you have been outside of Canada for a total of more than 6 months in the last year, you should click on the question mark to check whether the country or countries you were in are on the list of designated countries. A medical exam is also required if you intend to work in one of the jobs listed. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? If you are also applying for or extending an open work permit or visitor record for a spouse or common law partner and/or a study permit or visitor record for a dependent child or children, you can find information about this on our website. Check for the link in the description. Are you giving someone access to your application? If you are submitting your own application, then you are not appointing a representative to apply on your behalf. Scans or pictures of supporting documents are required for the application. Review all your answers. You can change your answers at any point while completing your application. Take a screenshot or picture of your answers summary and keep in a secure place. Read the summary of steps in submitting an application and click Continue. Congratulations! You have gotten to your document checklist page. Next, I'm going to provide you with some explanation of the documents required for your application. The form you are filling out for this work permit application is IMM 5710, Application to Change Conditions, Extend My Stay, or Remain in Canada as a Worker. It is important to use the most up-to-date form, which may be newer than the form in this video. Always download the form right from your online applications document checklist. Never use old versions you have saved on your computer from a previous application. You have to right-click on the form name and click Save Link As to download the PDF file to your computer. You then have to right-click the file on your computer and select Open with Adobe Acrobat Reader. You can only open the form if you have Adobe Acrobat Reader on your computer. You can download the program for free online. We have provided the link in the description. I am going to provide an explanation of only some of the questions in this form. IRCC requires you fill out all of the mandatory fields, which are marked by an asterisk. You will see there are several fields to fill out. It is important to take your time reading and filling out the form. It is also very important that all information inputted to this form is accurate. If you are unsure about your answers to any part of this form, it is best if you consult with us. Question 1. Your UCI, Unique Client Identifier, is stated on your study permit. It is on the Temporary Resident Visa, TRV, as well. Question 3. You are looking to apply for a work permit for the first time or with a new employer, even if you have held another work permit before. Applying for restoration of status is when your study permit has already expired within the last 90 days. A temporary resident permit, TRP, is not the same as a temporary resident visa, TRV. Most international students are not going to have a TRP. If you are applying for restoration along with your work permit, or if you do have a TRP and have questions about this document, please come to the office to see an immigration consultant. Question 7. Under current country of residence, the from date is asking for the date you first entered Canada for your studies, which is often the start date of your first study permit. This can include high school if you completed some or all of high school in Canada. The to date is the date your current study permit expires. National Identity Document. Do you have a national identity card for your home country? This does not mean your passport or a Canadian provincial ID. If yes, you must input the correct information. If your card has already expired, you can still enter the document number and country of issue. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States with a valid green card? If yes, you must input the required information. Contact information, question 1. Approved work permits are mailed to you within Canada. It is important that your current mailing address is a secure location. Your mailing address and the place you are living, your residential address, can be different. Questions 3 to 6. You need to include a telephone number and email that you can be reached at. It is okay not to have an alternative phone number or fax number. Coming into Canada, questions 1 to 3. The place of entry into Canada is the port of entry you used when you came into Canada. This is usually a Canadian airport or a Canadian city at the Canada-US border. Question 4. The document number of your most recent permit is a little black number that starts with one letter. It can be found in the top right corner of your permit. Details of intended work. Question 1. What type of work permit are you applying for? You are applying for a co-op work permit. Question 2. Details of prospective employer. A job offer is not required in this application. Under name of employer, write University of Waterloo. For address of employer, you can write co-op employment and write locations in Canada will vary in brackets. Question 3 to 7 in this section can be left blank. Under education, the form is referring to completed post-secondary education in or outside of Canada. Having not completed your degree yet, the to date can be left blank. Under employment, indicate any paid or unpaid job you have had in the last 10 years, either inside or outside of Canada. This includes co-op and part-time jobs. If you do not have enough room to indicate all past work, include the remaining jobs and employment information asked in this chart in a letter of explanation under Optional Documents Client Information. If you are not currently working, then you can indicate University Student as your current activity and copy the information you put under Education above. Carefully read the background information section and answer honestly for your individual circumstances. I will point out background information 2C. As you have already been in Canada, you should answer yes because you have previously applied to enter and study here. Details of when and where past applications were submitted and past and current document validities should be included in D. You do not have to sign the form for the online application. Once you are ready to validate the form, you can type your name under Signature of Applicant and put the date. Make sure you validate the form. You can still make changes to the form, just remember to revalidate it. Save it to your computer and then upload it to your online application. Now back to the online account. Below the application form is a list of supporting documents you have to upload to your application. This list may look different depending on your country of citizenship and your individual circumstances. Clicking on the question mark beside the listed documents will give you detailed instructions. You can upload your documents on the right-hand side. Only one file can be uploaded for each section. For sections like Passport, where you will have many pages, you have to scan the pages as one file or merge the files. There is a file size limit for all the supporting documents. If you find a file is too big, you will have to compress it in some way. If you have any concerns about these documents, it is best if you consult with us. It is also important that I mention biometrics. While biometrics are not required for in-Canada applications at the time this video will be posted, later in 2019 this will become a requirement. Please check the video description for up-to-date information on inland biometrics. For Passport, the application is asking for scans of all marked pages in your passport at the time of application. This includes the biographical page, also called the biodata page, and any page with any marking, stamp, or visa on it, as well as past study permits and work permits. If you have renewed your passport since starting studies in Canada, you should scan all marked pages from your new and old passport. For digital photo, it is asking for a scan or digital version of a passport size photo. This photo should not be older than 6 months. If you'd like to have your photo taken on campus, you can go to a media doc. Links to these locations are in the description. Depending on your specific situation, you may have to upload proof of a medical exam done for immigration purposes by an IRCC authorized doctor. The link to the approved panel physicians list is in the video description. If you had a medical exam done for immigration purposes within the last 12 months and you have lived in Canada for the majority of the last year, then you can upload a scan of the past medical exam document or receipt. If you do not have the receipt, then you need to upload a letter of explanation indicating why you don't have a receipt, the doctor's name, the doctor's office address, contact information for the doctor, full date the examination was performed, and date you submitted your initial study permit application and country where you submitted it. If you have been outside of Canada for the majority of the last year and/or you intend to work in a job that is listed in the eligibility questionnaire you completed earlier, and you have not had a medical exam done within the last 12 months, then a new medical exam done by an IRCC authorized doctor is required. If you have any questions about this requirement, please come speak to us. For the co-op letter, if you are an undergraduate student, you need to contact Cooperative Education by email for this letter. We have provided the email in the description below. Please follow any other instructions that Cooperative Education gives you regarding this application. If you are a graduate student, you need to contact your graduate coordinator. If you answered yes to any of the background information questions from 3 to 6 in the IMM 5710 form, then you need to complete Schedule 1 and upload it under Optional Documents. You can also upload a letter of explanation and any additional documents under Client Information if there is something that needs to be explained in more detail. Once you have uploaded all your documents, take a screenshot of your document checklist page and keep all your application files for your records. A button will appear at the bottom of your application labeled Next. Make sure you are ready to submit your application before going further. Once you click Next, you will be required to read and agree to a declaration and to type out and submit the electronic signature. There is no fee for the co-op work permit. Once you submit your application, the application will appear under Applications You Submitted in your online account profile. On the application status page, download the submission confirmation and payment receipt and any future letters or messages received from IRCC. Thanks for watching, and remember, while we don't submit your application for you, if you have any questions or concerns, please discuss your application with an immigration consultant at Waterloo before you submit it.